What's up everyone? Today we are with Ruben and Victor from Vicetone. This is our first time doing the duo format, so we will see how this goes.
Let's test it out.
So you guys are both from the Netherlands.
Yes.
Right.
So how did you guys meet? Where'd you guys grow up?
So we grew up in Groningen, which is in the north of Holland, and we met when we were 15 years old in high school. If I remember correctly, it was an economics class, and
Oh, yeah.
we kind of became friends pretty close after that.
Wow, and were you interested in music, like electronic dance music back then, or was this gradual?
We were very big into trance music, so we would listen to all the, the Armin van Buuren, A State of Trances. We would go to those parties, like festival parties, A State of Trance.
Yeah, ASOT.
ASOT, yeah.
So, yeah.
Trance Energy, and those were just really epic.
And I remember one of the things that we bonded over back then was our love for dance music.
Ah.
And as soon as we became 16, we started going to raves together.
Is 16 the legal age there?
It was not,
No, maybe not.
but we
didn't drink though. Like
We didn't drink,
We went
no.
for the music. We were front row,
Very
one of the early
wholesome.
ones. Yeah, and then
Wow.
just enjoy the music.
Yeah, we
the whole
only
night.
did it for the music, and just
Oh.
we were big dance fans before we ever started producing it ourselves.
Who were your favorite artists back then?
I think Eric Prydz, Tiesto was artist I grew up with,
Yeah.
really loving his older stuff, the 2003 stuff.
Above and Beyond
Yeah.
is really
Swedish
some
House
really good
Mafia back then
tracks.
too.
Oh, back then, yeah.
Yeah.
So when you guys were in Netherlands, what was the scene like there? Was it a big electronic music scene or not? Like
It
when
was.
you were kids?
It was very different than what we liked. So on the radio, you'd hear a lot of melodic stuff like Swedish House Mafia and Avicii and Chesto, but the local scene in Groningen was more of a student scene, so it was more techno based, and we didn't really.
But the national scene was really big.
Yeah,
so
national scene
dance
was big.
music was always really popular and sort of important on the radio.
Yeah.
And DJs like Tiesto and Armin van Buuren were playing sold out shows way before dance music sort of crossed continents. And
Massive.
yeah, even in the early 2000s, they were really big, well-known artists. So I think that's one of the reasons why there's so many Dutch DJs. I'm sure you've interviewed a lot
Yes.
of them too. It's just like part of the Dutch fabric of culture.
Yeah, I guess we're lucky in that aspect too, because we just took a train to all those massive, very important parties, and people from all over the world were going to those parties. But we could just take a train next
True.
morning, go home. It was very easy to enjoy that music.
Yeah.
Back then, when you're like in your teens, where was the farthest you've ever traveled for a concert?
For a concert, oof. Well, I would say we would always go to Amsterdam. And one time we went to, did we go to Eindhoven?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we went to the south of Holland, which for Dutch standards is going from the top to the bottom.
How long is that?
It's only 3 hours.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
No, because it's a small country.
Yeah.
But we usually kept it within Holland, and we just take trains. I remember one time I was in university the first year, and I wanted to go to this Amsterdam dance event music party.
ADE?
ADE, yeah. And I
Yeah.
went just as a fan. And I went with the train, and I had like a 9 a.m. class the next morning. So I actually prepared the day before or the day of the show, basically the day. I went to class. I gave this girl that I was friends with like this bag with clothes and deodorant and other stuff. And it's like, would you give this to me like tomorrow before class? She's like, sure. And then I took the train.
You never went home?
No, I never went home. I stayed up till 6 a.m. because the show ended at 6.
Oh my
Took
God.
the first train back, went straight to university. She gave me the bag. I had new clothes, put some deodorant on, and
That's
know,
pure
wow.
dedication right
Wow.
there.
yeah,
And you were sober?
completely sober. I didn't drink a drop.
Wow.
Yeah, like we were just really obsessed with the music. So for us starting to make it, was very natural because we were already so obsessed.
When did
with
you
it.
start making it?
Well, technically, we started dabbling around like a little bit with DAWs when we were 18,
Yeah,
17.
18, 19, yeah.
And then once I turned 19, I was like, okay, I'm gonna dive into this really hard and spend all my time on it. And then by the time I was 20, 1 year later, I built my own studio with the little money that I had. And Victor was the first person I called because I already heard some of his stuff and I immediately knew he was really talented.
Who started playing first?
Making music.
Yeah, making music.
I think around the same time, like Ruben said,
Oh.
around 17 we started. I remember making some little tracks in your bedroom too, and then we kind of paused it because started studying and you know. But yeah, around 20, you built your own studio. He invited me because I sent him some very bad, technically sounding remixes, but melodically they were solid.
I like how you're like, these are great, and he's like, this is so bad.
Well, no, he's right. Technically, they suck.
Technically, they were bad. Yeah.
Technically, they were horrible, but melodically, and that's the point, they were great. And so I could hear, like, you can hear talent through, even if the song sounds technically bad. And at that point, I was technically, way more advanced because I taught myself a lot. I started building my studio. So, but once we started working together, it was like magic. And kind of like from the first 3 days, and we knew like, okay, this is it. This is what we're gonna do.
So this was 2012-ish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Correct.
Wow.
I think that was January or February.
And then how did you come up with Vicetone?
I wish we had a cool story for this one.
I think we had a made-up story that was really cool, but yeah, the truth is we it went very well. We had some music ready and we just thought about starting our project. So we had some separate names that were totally dorky and not cool at all. So we just started combining words that we both thought were very cool, and we want to have something we both liked into one word.
Oh.
Yeah, we literally had two columns. Words I liked, words he liked.
So you mix and match?
Yes.
And combine them, yeah.
Quite literally.
What were the other options? Just like, what were the tops? Do you remember? Is it too long
That's
ago?
a good question. I wonder if we still have that piece of paper somewhere. I doubt it.
Maybe, yeah.
But I don't know. I know Vice was the word I really liked.
Yeah.
And Tone was the one he picked. So that we sort of mixed and matched. And we always said like, oh, we should create a better story. How this came about, but that's just the truth.
It was all technical.
It's all just, yeah. And our main concern was that it had to sound cool, check, and it had to be unique, check.
And done.
Yeah,
Done.
if you Google it, then we should be the first thing to pop up. So and
That
that
was
was the
why.
case. I remember instantly when we found out that it was unique. We just took SoundCloud and Facebook. We took all the websites.
Ah, so you were the more technical one, and you were the more melodic one. How did you guys work together in the studio?
Well, we were like, I had a lot of melodic ideas too. It was just that like I took it super seriously from the get-go. And so I spent like a year doing all the technical stuff, and then it kind of, when we started working together, just taught him the tricks I knew, and within a year he was as good as me technically.
Yeah, I started in Fruity Loops, just kind of messing around first, not taking it that seriously. But I really loved it, and then once we started working together, started learning Ableton.
What were some challenges that you faced when working together?
Challenges.
Playing FIFA.
Oh, I think that's the biggest challenge we had, yeah. Because we were still big into playing FIFA, it's the soccer game.
Yeah.
We actually, it's a funny story, we had a club with another friend of ours. So you had this thing called FIFA clubs, I think it was called. So we could play against other clubs in Europe. And we were very passionate while playing in school. So I think we ended up being like top 10 or top 20 of Europe at some point.
Top 20?
Yeah.
Like, wow.
So very passionate
Serious?
FIFA players.
Yeah.
But the thing with FIFA is if you play against each other, it's, it can get a little negative sometimes because we're just competitive. Because he's too competitive.
Yeah, because he's an annoying player.
And once you score a goal that's not, absolutely epic, then there's gonna be bad blood. So yeah, we honestly stopped doing that. Not because it was super bad or negative,
the way you're
but
describing it is sounding way more serious. I was having a laugh, right? Like he's being a little too serious about it.
yeah.
In reality, we have every once in a while disagreement on the music, but like they're very few and far in between. And I think we know that going into it because when we were young, 15, by the time we started, we already knew each other for 4 years, and we'd also make, before we started making music, these virtual DJ mixes where we would have like 40 tracks, and we spent hours in my bedroom mixing them together like DJs.
Wow.
And we were like 16, 17, so it was really, the moment we started working together was like a lot of lead up in our mutual love. We knew we had almost the exact same taste
I see.
in music.
Yeah, I think it was mostly positive working together.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you make a melody or a cool idea, you just want to have an opinion that you really trust. And from the get-go, we really trusted each other because we had the same taste in music. Yeah.
Would you say your personalities are similar or pretty different?
Different.
Oh, they're different. Yeah.
How so?
I'm probably just a little more shy and calm. And Ruben is maybe a little more.
I'm more outspoken.
More outspoken.
A little louder. He's more chill and calm.
But you were the angry FIFA player.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that bad, but you know.
The way he's telling it is like it's this big deal, but it was literally like we got competitive in FIFA during like making studio sessions. So after a while, we're like, why are we doing this?
Yeah,
just stop. Yeah. So that's literally all it is. But no, he's more chill, calm, and I'm a little more outspoken, energetic. So one of the reasons why I'm also on the mic. And he's never on the mic. It's usually something I do. And he's more like, yeah, he never loses his cool. He's always chill, always calm and collected, which is a good balance.
You don't lose your cool either.
I don't lose my cool now, but you are ridiculously zen.
I'm a pretty stable zen person.
That's a good balance then. One is like more loud and one is just like chilling.
The important thing is it works really, really well.
Yeah.
In every situation. So.
Yeah, it's a balance.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And when you finished university, did you go straight into music full time?
I did not. No, we both dropped out actually.
Oh, you both dropped out.
Yeah. So I completed my first year, and at which point I was already doing less than the bare minimum. I was just trying to not fail.
Yeah.
And I hated it. Honestly, I did not like my studies at all. Didn't like university at all. It wasn't for me. And once we started being, we got some traction going. We released a few tracks, and we really saw like, oh my God, there's a real response here. We can make this happen. We can do this. And then I dropped out because my mom was like, hey, we can see how unhappy you are, because I still lived at home.
Yeah.
We can see how unhappy you are, being in college. You don't have to do this if you don't have to. And that was like a relief for me, because I had felt like I had to do it for them. I wasn't doing it for myself at all.
I see.
I was doing the music for myself because that's what I really wanted. And so they were like, well, you have our blessing to quit. We see how hard you work on the music. Go for it. And I quit the same month. And then, here we are.
Wow. Was the situation the same for you?
I was 1 year behind on Ruben, but as soon as we started making music, the thing I really appreciated from my parents, or at least my mom, she really loved the music that we made. So when we started making music together, we went all in, like from the start. That's like, I think I don't want to call it naive, but we knew we were in it for the long run, and we were gonna make it because we were really passionate about our music.
We were confident.
We were super confident.
Yeah, like even as 20-year-olds making no money, we were like, we're gonna do this.
Yeah,
is this like a European thing at all?
I've heard from other people who like sort of, because this was our dream always, right? So we feel like we've achieved our childhood dream of doing what we always wanted to do. And I know from other people that who also, sort of. Oh, you can.
Yeah, I'm good.
Who achieved what they wanted to do, or like a pipe dream, basically. That sort of naive confidence, which he called naive, and that's kind of, looking back now, it was kind of insane how confident we were, even though we hadn't really achieved anything yet. And it's almost, I feel like you have to have that confidence that like whatever you're gonna do it 100%. We work at 24/7 on it. There was no plan B. It was like, this is what we're gonna do, and we're gonna die trying. Basically.
Yeah, I was in university, my first or second year, but I was telling my mom I was going to classes, but just took the bike to Ruben's studio. We were working all day.
Wow.
But yeah, we at some point we had some. From the start, we had some really good songs.
Yeah.
South Beach, by the way, that we released in 2018. It's one of the first 5 songs I think we did.
Yeah.
So I had a promise with my mom. I need the P, like the P stands for Podeuze, I think, and it's what you need if you want to pass your studies, and if you want to come back at any time later. So I promised my mom I was gonna get that, and if music didn't work out, I could just go back. But by the time I had my final test to get that P, we were actually getting gigs in Ibiza and Norway.
Wow.
And we had our first US tour booked, so I was like sorry mom, it's not gonna work.
Wow, that's fast.
We're gonna do this. And yeah, she wasn't angry at all.
So both of your parents were very supportive.
Yeah.
Oh wow. And was any of your parents in the creative field as well?
Absolutely not.
No.
No. My father was a scientist,
Oh,
professor, and my
very
mother
smart.
was a psychologist,
Wow.
therapist. So none in the creative field. Although since their retirement, they started drawing, and they have a lot of talent in the drawing, which I never knew. But no, like with the music, same with his parents. No creative fields. We really, didn't really have any influence from our family side at all.
Wow.
I'm also the only member from my family that really was obsessed with dance music.
Do you have
So-
siblings?
I have a sister and I have a brother, and they like the music we do, and they like dance music, but they're not like super. They wouldn't go to a dance rave by themselves, basically.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
What about you?
My mom is a French teacher, or was a French teacher, and my dad was in like water filtering system, very technical,
Wow.
but smart guy, not into anything creative though. The most creative thing he did was play guitar way back. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's it.
That's cool. So from when you started producing music to your first show, how long was that? Like a year, half a year?
Year, I think a year.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
just booked immediately gigs in Ibiza or Ibiza.
Yeah, I never.
That was
is it
kinda
Ibiza?
crazy, yeah.
Ibiza? I think it's Ibiza in Spain, right?
Ibiza.
Ibiza?
Ibiza.
Ibiza?
Ibiza.
Well, it's like
that's what-
Ibiza.
Yeah.
What's Ibiza?
I think the Z sounds better, but it's not correct.
Because we're like Ibiza over here.
Ibiza.
Ibiza,
Oh,
yeah.
No, we started booking shows that next year. I mean, we got our agents. We're still with Hunter Williams.
Wow.
Like the same year, I think in December, and then the next year we started playing shows, and I had to work our way up. With we did a lot of shows, opening for a lot of other DJs. That took like a year and a half or something, and we really got to learn how
Wow.
to open a set rather than headline.
Yeah.
And but it went pretty fast after that.
And when did you move out here?
We moved to the States in 2015.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's something we always had on our list because the touring got really crazy, honestly, in the States.
Yeah.
It was a dream for us to move here and just write music here. All we would do is come to LA, book a hotel for a week or two, and just book studio sessions, and apart from producing the music, also help write the music. So that was something we had to get into and learn and do, and it was very, very useful and interesting
Wow.
and a lot of fun.
Wait, so you said you lived in LA. Do you still live in LA?
No, we moved to Nashville about 5 years ago, and we really, really love it there. And we loved living in LA too, but there were a few reasons we wanted to move to Nashville. And it's a great location for our flight schedule with touring, because it's kind of in the middle. So it's easy to get to New York, Houston, Denver, Chicago. Even LA is only 4 hours, so it's really quick. And it feels like a more sort of a small big city. A lot of talented writers, vocalists, and musicians there.
Music City.
Music City, there you go.
Music City, yeah. I think it's best of both worlds, where you can have it's a small big city, so you can have a very much a relaxing environment if you want to, but also if you want the city life, it's there.
Yeah.
And the talent is amazing there, and people from LA are flying in all the time, so we work with everything, with everyone there, and just a good balance for us.
What's the food like there?
Well, we cook
Oh.
ourselves. We love cooking, so
What do
the
you
food
usually
is
cook?
amazing there.
What do you usually make at home?
We're pretty healthy eaters, so we just make very tasty, rich salads with proteins and just everything, all the macros.
Yeah.
we prefer cooking at home over going out to dinner, because when we're on the road we already eat out so much
Yeah.
that
See.
cooking at home feels like a nice treat when you come back from the tour.
Eat healthy.
Eat healthy, yeah.
Do you guys miss Europe at all, or?
Yeah, certain parts about it. Food quality is definitely something we really miss, which is why we import a lot of our foods now. We have this website that we import all.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we import like cheese wheels and what have you. Like really.
The important stuff. Yeah.
Like you just have a couple of cheese wheels at home.
Yeah, like a big one.
Massive cheese.
Massive cheese wheel.
What kind of cheese?
Well, it's still Gouda, but it's a specific kind of brand that we love, and it's a little healthier. It still tastes like pristine, so that's what we do. But no, we miss some of the food stuff, maybe a few cultural things, but in general, we really love living here in the United States. It's a really good life here, for us in particular,
and we get to go back to Europe.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you plan on staying here for a while, or?
We've been here for 7 years now, and we're definitely planning for. It's hard to predict like far in the future. 10 years from now, we have no idea.
Yeah.
But I think for the next 3 to 5 years, for sure, we're gonna be here. Yeah.
Wow. What's your process when you two create a song together?
So usually what we do is we start individual ideas separately, like little melodic ideas. Usually involves a piano. Usually it's just like melodic idea, and then what we do is we'll put it in a folder called the talent pool. We named that when we were 20 years old. We haven't touched it yet. Haven't touched it since.
I like the name.
I like it too. And we call and it's like we see it as like up and coming ideas, and we don't know if they're gonna make it to the big team yet, as in like a full release. And then what always happens is like the other person. So let's say I made an idea there. You tell Victor, hey, can you check out this idea, see what you think? And then he just tells me straight up, honestly, no bullshit. Can I swear on this?
Yeah.
Okay. What he thinks. So sometimes he's like, this is great. I have an idea. Let me progress it. Sometimes he's like, it's just not good enough. And then we're like, okay. And then we move on. And that brutal honesty that we have with each other is because we want, the music comes first. And we both, all records we put out, we both love. So it doesn't really matter who started the idea, as long as we both love it, and that's kind of
what makes
us
us Vice too. It's not really like brutally honest. We just respect each other, others' opinions so much. So if I have an idea and I really like the melody, but Ruben thinks he can tweak it to make it better, then I'm always happy to hear that. And that's how we make our unique style. I feel we just combine our forces, and that's what you can hear now on our Spotify. Check it out.
Sounds like you guys work very well together.
Oh yeah, we have been from the beginning too. I guess that's why we took it so seriously right from the get-go. It's very, very easy, and we also are lucky that we have almost the exact same style in music. Yeah. Which I don't really have with anybody else.
No, and that's why we started working together, because we noticed that very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When a melody doesn't make it, does it just go in the trash out of the talent pool?
No trash. It just stays in there forever.
Oh, I see.
Right?
Yeah. There's no trash.
No. It will stay in there, and honestly, it's happened before where we had an idea, one person had an idea, like a little idea, and then the other person goes, I'm not really feeling it. And then we just leave it there, and then 4 or 5 years later, we browse that folder again with all our older ideas, and then we're like, hey, actually, this is cool. We just need to do something different.
Yeah.
And then we kind of revive it, and then it turns into a whole song. I mean, how many times does that happen?
Oh, so many times. That's another good tip for producers, by the way. If you're really stuck on a song, just take a break and work on something else.
Yeah.
It's so nice to be, get back to a song a month later or 2 months later, and you instantly know what's missing. So, yeah.
Very cool. What's up and coming for you two? Like, a single coming out?
Yeah, we have some super exciting music. New singles coming out in I think next month, and we're just continuing to really express ourselves and just make what we want to make, and it's what we love to do, and we'll just keep doing that.
Wow.
Hopefully forever.
Any album or anything coming out?
For not an album. For
not now.
No, we released one last year, 2020.
Oh, okay.
Wait 2021. Sorry.
Yeah.
2021. Get my years confused. And that was so much work that we're like, okay, we're gonna let that sit for at least a few years before we even think about another one. So
it was such a passion project that we just threw everything we had in it. We wanted all the artwork and all the videos to be perfect. And if you do that for 10 songs, it just requires a lot of effort.
I think the next bigger project we'll do is probably an EP. But that will still take a while. We first want to focus on a few singles that we're really excited about.
Wow. Okay. And do you have any advice for up-and-coming music producers or people trying to get into the industry?
I would say you have to really, really work hard for it, because we certainly, I mean, I spent all my free time in the first 2 years basically working on making music. I've read manuals for every single plugin that I wanted to use. I taught myself, because we didn't go to school for music at all. So we had to learn everything from scratch, you know? And so the hard, like, talent is something that maybe you're given, or you just have, or you don't, but hard work is something you have control over.
I'd say you can have a lot of talent, but if you don't put in the hard work, it's just not gonna happen.
Or it's less likely that it's gonna happen.
Yeah, you need to make the music, of course.
And I would say another tip is it's one thing to have a good idea, but what really separates the boys from the men, if you will, I mean, or the girls from the women, right? Like, sort of pros from the amateurs is execution on the idea. So anyone can have like a really cool musical idea, but you have to execute and finish the song. And only then will you really learn, because then you have a finished product and you can look back on it like, oh wait, you know what, I didn't really do a good job in this area, or we're gonna do better at this. But you know, we fell into the trap too in the beginning, where we'd have tons of ideas, but we wouldn't finish them.
I see.
So when you finish them, you learn so much more, pushing yourself through creative blocks, writing blocks, you know, like you have to finish your ideas. I would say that's another one that really helped us become better over as the years went on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one more, I mean, there's so many people making music now. If you really want to stand out, then you have to come up with something unique. And it might take a while, you know, to find it. We didn't release everything straight away. You can work on your sound for a while. Just be patient, and if you really think you found something that describes you as an artist, then, and you're really proud of it, then you start releasing it. I feel there's a good start is really important.
Yeah. Huh, good to know. I feel like you guys grinded hard for like a whole year and just got it done, which is really impressive.
We didn't stop after that.
Well,
year.
we didn't say. It's not like we're like, all right, let's coast, baby. But we certainly, I mean, now I think we have a better balance where we do take more time off, and we, you know, if something is not working creatively, then we're like, okay, let's take a break, you know. But we did not have that attitude in the first 2 to 3 years, where it's like, go, go, go. We have so much building up to do of our brand, and like there's so much music we want to put out. And I think a lot of up-and-coming producers or producers who've already made it will sort of sympathize with that feeling, where you're like, there's so much I want to do, so much to prove, and so little time.
Yeah.
And you start sacrificing other parts of your life. And now we feel like we have a better balance of,
for sure.
Yeah.
I have a couple of fun questions for you guys.
Nice.
What are your funniest moments that's happened on tour?
Oof, that's a good question.
Funniest moments on tour. Like during a show?
And yeah, during a show.
One thing that happened recently, I think it's popping into mind because it happened recently, is we were in Japan, and it didn't happen during a show, but before a show we went out to dinner, just the two of us. We were just looking for a sushi spot to eat dinner, and we found this place that we first couldn't find the entrance because we couldn't write any Japanese signs, but it ended up being in this small like office building where we had to go down one floor with the elevator, and then it would open it to this beautiful, super small, very cozy sushi spot, and they didn't speak a word English. So we ended up having our own private sushi chef, preparing all the fish and telling us via Google Translate what it was, and you know, he was very, very passionate, very nice chef, and he wanted to, you know, inform us about everything. And we've been to Japan a couple of times. We know how to use chopsticks. So at the end, we thanked him for, you know, showing us everything and giving us very, very good quality sushi, which it was incredible. And he pulled his phone out and he was like, "You guys are very good with chopsticks," on Google Translate. And,
oh my god!
And I think that's probably the biggest honor you can get in Japan, if a sushi chef tells you that.
Wow.
So that was a big moment.
Wow.
Big moment for us.
Very wholesome, funny story. And then I had another one. Usually I'd ask this separately, but since you guys are together, you can answer for each other. How would you describe each other in 3 words?
Talented, calm.
Again with the calm.
No, like he's like that's a good quality.
Zen.
Like collected, I would say. He's like, and a heart of gold. Is that
Heart of gold.
Is that like a good
That works.
description?
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, I'm gonna say talented too, because I really think that's just essential to him. Passionate and funny.
Funny.
Yeah, humorous.
Do you have jokes that you could think of out of top of your band?
Jokes right now?
Yeah. Like, why are you
Tell
funny?
us a joke. I think what makes our friendship and just like, we have to work together, so we're colleagues at the same time, I guess. But what makes it doable for in the long run, which gives it longevity, is that we can just joke around when we're together. We're really, really good friends. I think even better friends now than we were ever before.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's just something that's so important to us and Vicetone.
Well, humor has always been sort of one of the biggest forms of bonding, even like on the same level music is.
Yeah.
And every time we're in the studio together, there's just tons of laughter. It should always feel like, maybe that's another tip we can throw in there.
Yeah.
Like making music should be fun, and if it's not fun, what we tend to do is just stop. If it's for a few days or just not a few hours,
Yeah.
it should always have that sort of fun vibe to it, because that's when you feel excited, you feel creative, and so we naturally tend to joke around a lot, and that makes it a lot of fun to be in the studio and work
Yeah.
together. It's not very serious now that I think about it.
No. And we very much cherish the time where you can just be at home, enter your studio and feel like a kid and just mess around with sounds. That's how you start, I feel.
Yeah.
You have to just keep that into your routine or what. It just makes it so much more healthy and fun to make music.
What's your favorite song that each of you have produced?
Well, we produce everything together.
Or like, what's your favorite song that you?
Oh, we together?
Yeah, they came together.
Wow, that's
Good question.
I say the one that's already released.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah, there's a couple that's.
I would just say I'm gonna go for the obvious one and say Nevada, because it's one of our most popular ones, and we never expected it to do that well. And I thought the production of that record, I'm sure you remember Vic, was super hard.
Oh yeah.
It took a really long time. So to have it now all finished, and we spent so long making that record, and to see it now doing well is very satisfying to me.
It's rewarding.
Yeah, I feel very grateful, very fortunate.
What about you?
It's funny because you listen back, we made it, but we listen back. I'll listen back to Nevada on Spotify and just still like it so much and still feel so proud. And when we play it out every single set, it just gives that euphoria.
So Nevada for you too?
Yeah, and then Nevada I'll pick like a track that we really like to play recently is Animal.
Yeah.
With Becca Novi and Jordan Powers, and we wrote it in LA together. I feel that instrumental and the vocal that they recorded just fits so perfectly together. Really love that.
Yeah, it really signifies our sound.
Yeah,
Just our
energetic, but like gritty. Yeah, love it.
And what are the favorite countries that you've visited on tour?
We really love going to Japan. It's like really the quality food is great. People are very friendly. It really feels like you're in a different world. For us growing up.
Yeah.
I also really like the United States, to be honest. Like, it's just really nice here for us.
Any specific state?
California.
Oh.
Only California.
No, but we love. So many states. Maybe less about the states, more about the cities. But I mean, anytime we go to New York or
We've been around.
So big cities.
big cities, love the big cities. Yeah. America is just a great place for us. Japan is lovely. We love going to South Korea as well.
We're very lucky to have seen all these places.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna add France too, because we had some amazing shows there and I have French.
Yeah.
I just really like the food, the culture, and
Absolutely.
Wow. And I have one last question for you. I guess you guys can answer it separately. What do you want to be remembered for?
I would say the emotion and the melodies in our music. The music will live on beyond us, and I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, just music is how we express ourselves, and if people like in I don't know what's gonna happen, but in like 10, 50, 100 years can still enjoy that music, that's the most important thing to me. And we'll make music forever, we're not gonna stop.
No.
So it's just something we're so passionate and happy with.
Yeah.
So I mean, apart from everything, just the music.
Wow.
I agree.
Cool. Well, thank you for jumping on today, and
Thank you for having us.
we will see you next time.
Bye. Bye.